Sammy P. Claudia Balafato here with RosieMary Mitchell, Mom Mary, and Jessica from Dana-Farber. How are you guys doing? Jimmy Fund.
Very good.
How are you feeling, RosieMary?
Great.
Yeah?
I mean, besides the cancer, yeah.
Well, that is a tough journey. We're so grateful that you're here to tell us about your story. I know you got some notes going on. So just start wherever you want. Tell us how this has all been for you. I know not easy.
I've had a long journey. So I have DLGNT. Try remembering that. Long letters. But I originally was diagnosed with a migraine, and then I was diagnosed with meningitis. And really what I have is a tumor that covers the membrane of my spine and brain. So the fluid we have in our bodies that's supposed to exchange itself every 6 hours couldn't drain, meaning I had all this fluid pressing on my brain, which led to neurological issues. Thankfully, we finally got my diagnosis. And yeah, class of 2021, haven't gone to college yet. Hope that is in the future. But until then, I'm paralyzed from the waist down, and yeah.
And fighting beautifully.
I was going to say, you're beautiful. You have the humor. He thinks he's funny. You're way funnier than him. So we're glad to have you there.
I doubt that.
It's been a tough morning with him. I'm kidding. He's great, too.
And Rosie is one of the strongest patients I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And she shared just a highlight of the many complications she went through. And we are so impressed with her strength, not only through the journey, but today.
Definitely.
6 types of chemos, 14 brain surgeries, 28 radiation treatments, and over 3-4 meds per day.
Well, you are so strong. We are all proud of you here. I know Mom and family is as well. Mom, Mary, what has this been like for you and the family?
Extraordinary. I mean, you're watching your daughter graduate with a PICC line because you've just gotten out of ICU, an ICU visit that she was never expected to wake up from or come out of. And they put a PICC line in her on some pretty heavy, not Boston, we were in our local hospital facility out in Worcester. And she walked in her Parker Charter School graduation, and it was just the following week she had a little teeny droop in her lip, a little stroke-like symptom. And luckily we had a doctor who had given me his cell phone number and said, keep your eye on her. And I called him, and he got us into the facility in Worcester right away. And after a week of running unnumbered tests, an entire week inpatient where all they did was do tests, they couldn't find anything. And then we were blessed to be pulled into Boston. We got to Children's Hospital, and the Jimmy Fund Clinic is linked with them, as you all know. And the minute we got to Children's, we had the diagnosis, the correct diagnosis, within 2 to 3 weeks, which is astounding because the type of cancer that Rosie has is really very rare. Less than 200 people in the world had it when we came on with it. Jess has been with us on this journey in ways that we just can't even begin to embrace. There's obviously an emotional side, the physical side. We're very blessed because Rosie is very loved.
I'm blessed to have an amazing, supportive family, nurses, friends.
Yeah, some of them are with
everyone who supported me. I wouldn't have made it this far without them.
No.
And Mom, it sounds like the fight is, ever present. The fight is maximized, but we all just met. It sounds like, I'm going to just take a shot here. It sounds like the complaints are minimal. She doesn't complain.
This kid, 2 years ago, she was, like she said, she was on her way to Westfield State. She was going to college. She had her dorm. We were focusing on that. And the next thing you know, she had to focus on all types of things that most people never hear about. The treatment options, speaking to doctors with words we can't even pronounce, like her tumor. We call it DLGNT, but it stands for something much bigger.
Very much bigger.
You want to say it or no? It's up to you. It's a biggie.
Diffuse leptomeningeal neuronal tumor. So
And-
you can see why that's a lot. And it basically spreads through your spine and brain. Just as she is a great educator, I think she's going to be doing a TED Talk one day.
I was going to say, it sounds like you're an expert on it
I
now.
hope so, but
But, you know, when we first got the diagnosis, it was grim. And, you know, it brings you to your knees. You buckle down. And then you have people like Joe Shabbat who reach out to you from the Jimmy Fund. And they say things like, we gotcha. We've got this. And this is what we're going to do to help you carry the load. And between the doctors, who have to know what they're doing. The doctors and the entire Jimmy Fund Clinic is surrounded by research experts that we have had the pleasure of getting to know intimately, because Rosie and I say Rosie and I because I've never left her side, blessedly.
That's a true story.
And that's 2 years of a young woman putting up with her mom next to her all the time. But
I don't mind.
but the fact of the matter is, in that journey, we got to meet the backbones of research and the backbones of what makes, you know, our treatment plan stick. Because it's not just us saying, oh, gee, what kind of chemo do we go on this week? And she's been on everything from experimental drugs, FDA approved off-label use. Radiation was an actual lifesaver. As she says, 14 brain surgeries, mostly for modifying her shunt so that she can handle the high-pressure events. She's lost her hair, grown her hair, lost her hair again, grown her hair again. All of those things don't matter. The things that matter are having Rosie and being Rosie and
I think
having our people.
also this term I came across, Huga, it means like being home, comfy, like that cozy feeling.
Yeah.
And so I studied that the past like 5 years.
Wow.
And I think it's really gone me through, like having a positive attitude and perspective on life.
That's really true. She was doing that as her senior thesis at Parker, and I'm like, you're going to study happiness? Are you kidding me? And it turned out to be the best thing ever, because it really has carried all of us.
Well, I will say you light up the room, so whatever you're studying, I think it's just you. Without the studying, you light up the room anyways.
She sure does.
We just had a little boy in here who was 5 years old. I see you're 20. Do you have anything to say to those younger kids, even kids older than you, that are going through the same thing? Because it sounds like you are so strong, so brave. Do you have anything you want to say to them?
Keep on fighting. There's light on the other side of the tunnel. Even through the tunnel, there's light. If you can focus on those silver linings, you'll do great. Just believe in yourself and go with the flow.
And you can see, even though she was saying she's blessed to be kind of part of the Jimmy Fund program, you can see how her personality and her specialness blesses us every day. So we're
Absolutely.
thrilled that Rosie is a patient of ours, and we're so proud of you and all that you've overcome, and we know you're going to continue to overcome, and I'm going to be in the front row of the TED Talk. 20 years.
Can I get a ticket too?
Yes.
Can I? Okay,
Sure.
Yes, I'm in. All right, RosieMary, Mom Jessica, thank you guys so much. Thank you for
so
telling your
much.
story. You're truly an inspiration.
Thank you guys for having me.
And you can actually help RosieMary. You can help all of the patients you've seen up here by giving.